Hello. Oh, where are you at? Brandon. Go ahead and unmute yourself. There you go. You got it. And then
I
turn on your camera. Oh, I can hear you.
one
Oh,
second here.
you're okay.
There we
We
go.
got it.
Ta-da!
Hello. How are
Hi.
you?
Very good.
Me too. Me too. I want to kind of tell you, actually, you know what? Let me shut up for 10 seconds. I'm going to feel, hold on, and I'm going to walk you through this entire thing. So, including like what I'm doing. So I'm just going to sit here for just a second. Every person I read feels different, much like your mom feels different than your dad, feels different than your wife, right? You go like they don't
Right.
all feel the same. So essentially when you get into a different session, I know what my area feels like, and that's like neutral. So whatever is on
hmm
top of it, when you start paying attention to you, that's a spirit. So that's what I'm
Okay.
kind of like feeling. So hold on, I'm kind of getting my baseline. Um, hold on. So just chill. Wow. Oh, did you have a dog that you really, really liked at like 13 or 14?
Mm, I had a dog.
Just
Trying to
one
think.
though. Y'all weren't like big dog people though, correct?
Oh, we are actually.
You are now. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So let me just tell you what I'm getting right now. There's some animal that just showed up as I know we're not trying to channel animal, but they all show up because we start to feel. Um and they make me hear a song that reminds me of childhood. Not when I'm a little kid though, like when we used to be able to go and like play outside, but like we're older. So for me that'd be like 13 or 14 or something like that. You're born in what, 90? 92?
Yes.
When you are? Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, great. Sorry, I numbers just pop in my head and I get very surprised. So just be with me. I'm born in 88, so that's the only reason. Because somebody's talking, I said, "Oh," I said he looks a lot younger. In my brain, I said, "Oh, he looks a lot younger than that." Oh my god, I just insulted him. He's going to think, "Oh god." And then they're like, "No, no, 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 90s thing." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And it is. Okay. Thank you. And they keep showing me I don't think you actually did this with this dog, but you know when like you're a kid and you're 13 and you're out there and you like throw a ball, like they bring it back and all that stuff. And so that just for me means a childhood pet, but a little bit older. Um, do you know, do you have or have you had a dog that was either half pit bull or like half some type of shepherd or some type of like border collie?
Um, I have bully breeds currently.
You literally have bully breeds right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Somebody just showed me, they said working dog, and then they showed me a rap music video, which what do they always have in rap music video? Like bulldogs or like pit bulls, stuff like that. And they're talking about how, hold on, weird. Do you have four right now?
We have three.
Oh, okay. Okay. I said, how many do they have? I said, do they have one? Do they have two? They go, no, it's a whole group. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so, man, yep, you are dog people. Absolutely. And I wonder why they keep mentioning four. Was there supposed to be a fourth one, or before you got that first one, was there another one that crossed over?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be the fourth that kind of hangs out. Now, the other thing I'm going to ask with this question, this may be why I was seeing you as a kid, and I'm going to walk you through the whole thing, like how I channel and how this works, that way we can logically get
Okay.
there together. But did you have one that passed at like 13 or 14, or that you let go at 13 or 14?
Like I said, it's really hard to remember, but yes, there was a traumatizing passing of a dog when I was younger.
That okay, so I'm that that may be why some things like that, and especially if it was traumatizing, like they're coming back to try to heal you. They're coming back to say, "Hey, I'm okay. I'm fine. Don't worry about it."
Right.
Okay. Like there was this minor small story the last 2 seconds. There was this one woman that I channeled once, and there was this wiener dog that showed up. How do I know it's a wiener dog? Because I had one. So they can pull that out of my brain very easily. And it
Right.
showed up, but then it showed me that it had been pulled apart by a coyote. And she was 16 and she let the dog out, and that was her baby. And it was in California. And it was at that
Right.
time where yeah. And so she's like 40. And so she didn't know what to do. So, anyways, yeah, that's why they show up sometimes. So when we channel, how do we channel? Obviously, everybody can channel. We are all spirit in a body having a human experience. We're animating a corpse right now. So what you do is instead of looking outward, you go back into inward. Now, when they
Right.
talk, how do they talk? Well, they hop in your brain, they play with it, and they use it like a computer. So what happens is for me personally is they talk in 4 different ways. Sorry, I keep getting information and I'm trying to shut my brain off and talk to you at the same time, but it's hard. So the first way is they give me a bunch of signs and symbols. They may show me something like a pineapple. That means that they're from Florida. They'll flash all these little symbols and I'll create a sentence and be like, ta-da. The next thing is that they will try to talk in feelings. This is 99% of how spirits talk. So if they wanted to talk about being taken off life support, they would bring up the feeling of when I took my own dad off of life support. If they want to talk
Right.
about smoking weed, they would bring up the only time that I've smoked weed, like just stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
The last two things are that they will try to take my own memories and my own experiences and they will try to put them in like a different timeline to say, hey, this is kind of like what my life was like. So maybe a memory when I was 5 mixed with something from The Lion King when I'm like 17, stuff like that. The only issue here personally with that is remember, they cannot pull things out of my brain that I have not seen, felt, or experienced before. So I am from
Gotcha.
Texas. I'm still from Texas. I don't believe in snow. I haven't been above like Oklahoma and I haven't been outside the country. So if you ask me something like what did our house look like in northern Illinois, I have no idea. There's too much snow.
Right.
You should okay. And then the last one is that they will talk in words. So the bulldog thing or the pit bull, somebody kept saying bull, 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 dog, dog. And so that's
So
how that comes.
so
Yes.
we have French, Old English, and American Bully. Yeah.
Oh my God, all bull, 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 all the bulls. No wonder. Oh, how cool. Ugh, I freaking love, 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 love Americans. And so the other thing, the last thing with the words is when they go through here, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off real quick. When they go through and they try to pull out, like some people say, oh, what's my nickname? If I haven't heard it before, they can't pull it out.
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
But they could give me an example. Like maybe your nickname is Peanut. And so I don't know
Right.
anybody named Peanut. So they may show me the Thai food that I had 2 weeks ago with the peanuts on
Right.
it.
Right.
Okay. So, and I have to go through and figure out what that means. So just stay. Okay, hold on. Okay. Hold on. They're calling you a good man. Your dog is clearly here. There's a couple dogs here. Hold on. Who? Hold on. So, but you're not going to go through and you're not going to breed any of these bulldogs or anything like that?
No, so me and my wife actually founded a dog rescue for 4 years.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh, you're a
Yeah.
badass. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Don't go any further than that. I go like this. He says, somebody said, oh, you have some interesting hobbies. And I said, well, what are these interesting hobbies? And I'm like, oh, does he like gaming? And they're just talking about how like you don't have a crazy amount of time to do stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, why not? And so an interesting hobby would definitely be something like that. And then they go over to the dog and they go, oh, no breed, no breed. And I'm like, okay, so obviously because you're doing a dog rescue, right? Instead of the
Yep.
other thing. And they're talking about why. And so that's still going on right now.
So no.
Why not?
Um, well, we opened a cat cafe.
Because there's other animals involved over there. Oh, Oh, interesting. Okay, hang on. They go like this. They said money, money. And I said, well, what do you mean on money? So hold on. Give me a second. I have no idea what a cat cafe is, but we'll have to look into that. So don't tell me though. Hang on. Sorry. Okay, you have to remember I'm in the middle of nowhere. And in
Totally fine.
hold on. Okay, hang on. Oh, how weird. Not what you do, but what they're showing me. Hold on. There's something about the cat cafe, but there's almost this is gonna be just a random thing. Have you ever they're talking about therapy. Hold on. They're talking about they showed me a couple of things. They showed me like down here we have a thing called goat yoga, where you go through and you go and do yoga with goats, like stuff like that. But then they brought your cat cafe and then they made it into cats. But clearly you're not going to be doing cat yoga. But
Yeah, we do.
it's oh, you do shut up. What do you really?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You're gonna oh my
I
god, where's this
okay.
at?
I personally do not, but it is an event that is at the Cat Cafe. It's mainly my wife's, but I help do everything.
You do cat yoga?
That is one of the events we've had, yes.
Okay. That's a new one for me. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, we should bring more business to you.
Yes.
We should go. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Hold on. Well, that's a whole nother thing. They go like this. They go, "Oh, expand, expand." And I said, "Well, what do you mean expand?" And they actually showed me somebody picking up a cat and going, and I'm like, "Well, that's a little bit." I would even say with this cat cafe thing, I don't know how we link all this together, but maybe you could even, I mean, but then you're getting into like clinical stuff. Maybe you could even link it into somehow having like therapy boxes or books or like therapy area where people can heal their trauma through animals. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. That seems like a lot of red tape. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, actually just in the cat lounge itself is very therapeutic.
Oh, there's an actual lounge. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, they have a cat. And there's so when I'm thinking cat cafe, I'm thinking of like when I go to a coffee place and they have a cat like just sitting, behind the bar or whatever it is, where they're making coffee. And we named it that. But yeah, they have somebody coming up and they're saying heal your trauma through and they're rubbing them. And we can like have mass events and I don't know. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And tell me, hold on. So you're just right now, who? Interesting. So things right now with the business where you're at, it's going pretty darn well.
So that is my wife's business. I actually do something completely different.
That's that. Okay. He goes like this. He says, there's somebody in here right now. They say, oh, I said, well, how is that going? I said, do we need to focus on it? Do we need to, help increase it? And somebody says, yeah, it would be nice. And they go, but it's doing well. It's doing good. Like, don't worry about it. There was some feeling about possibly expansion. I don't know how or why. That seems like that'd be a lot of like crazy things, but almost like maybe in a different city, which again, that's licensing and everything like that. So maybe that happens down the line. Have you considered thinking about like going to a smaller town or like a different city and also doing it there?
Um, as far as what I do, no, that's weird because me and my wife's had discussions of maybe doing something cat related in a different area.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they just keep saying, and they keep saying
Yeah.
shifting and taking her cat stuff, and adding to it, and so I think that's a really good dream for you to have. I think that's a good thing to go through, but it just feels like it's in the works, and I would say work towards that, and everything will work out fine with it. But they also keep saying, "Don't forget the original." don't forget the original because it would have a big impact on the community if you like shut it down.
Yeah.
I don't know. So like you're gonna have to juggle all the balls, which is going to be hectic. Hold on, tell me where. There's a gentleman with you right now, and he just went and he got a nail and he went pop like that. So for some reason, I think this person or some guy that is here could have been pretty darn crafty, or at least he was decent with his hands. I don't think like because he goes and like you see
I
the
know
nail
it.
just go in. Who is that? Well, who is that?
I know who that could possibly be, and that would be my Papaw.
That he's very good. He's very good. And his hands are like meaty in a good way. He's not fat, but you could tell like he can work with them. And there's a ton of wood everywhere as well. So hold on, tell me. He's talking about like that's where you got your creativity and that's where you got your ingenuity is through him. He keeps showing up behind you
Mm.
and like going like this, which means that he loves you and he's around you. Why? Hold on. He doesn't ever want you to get depressed. I know that sounds weird, but he says, keep looking forward, keep looking straight. He said, no, 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 don't. And he grabs your face and he says, look what you've done, or look what you've made, or look at this. So he's like grabbing your head. He says, make sure you focus on that. It'll be okay. Okay. And
Yep.
why? Help me. Why do I feel it snows where you're at? You're more in the north? Where are you at?
Ohio.
Oh, are you near Columbus?
About an hour south. Well, southeast.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, let's say, I mean, I don't know if I will have time. We'll see, but I will be flying into Cincinnati and then driving to Columbus on November
Let me
1st.
let me just tell you that would make my wife's entire life. She watches you every waking second.
God, oh my God. Okay, where's this at? Where's the cat
uh,
cafe at?
it is in Zanesville, Ohio.
Okay, how do you spell it? ZANZ.
Or it's Zanesville.
Okay. Zanesville, Ohio. And it's called the Cat Cafe.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Chatty
Hold on.
Cat Cafe.
Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. Shh,
It is on Instagram and Facebook.
okay, you can't tell her though.
Okay.
Um, oh, you can't tell her though, because we would want this to be where she like dies. Okay. Okay. You have to
Okay.
look at you. Don't worry, there's iced coffee too. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
Yep.
God. Saturday, okay, 10 to 7. Sunday. Okay. I'm gonna look at this tonight and I'll email you. Is this okay? What's your email?
So my email is Westwood Tattoo
Okay.
Collective,
Okay.
all one word,
Okay.
with the number one
Uh-huh.
at outlook.com.
At outlook.com. Okay. Westwood Tattoo Collective number 1.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
the number not spelled out.
Yep. Got it. Got it. At Outlook. Okay. All right. I will email you tomorrow morning and I'll let you know if we can accommodate that into there because we're literally flying in Friday. We're leaving Sunday. We have a full investigation to do at Ruggate for what's going on online. And then I have to fly back to Houston, but I
Yep.
got it.
So,
Okay.
well, so she was watching your videos and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Because I will say that I'm a bit of a skeptic, right?
That's okay. I am too.
And she was watching the videos and it was about a day or two before my birthday. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
it would be really cool to talk to Papaw. And that was it. And then she sent me the confirmation the next day.
God. See,
Yeah.
that's why. That's why. Well, your papa is a very good guy. He's very, he
Yep.
doesn't, so he's in heaven. He's in a higher vibrational state. And so what does this mean? So remember your, God, there's so many things. I'm teach you all the things. So your state of heaven is right here. So you can be in a higher vibrational state in heaven. You can be in your own hell. And that exists over in the, but hell is not fire and brimstone. It's like depression and sadness and blah, blah, blah. But
Right.
essentially when you cross over, heaven or crossing over is right here, because remember, you're looking out, your soul, your consciousness is looking in to this environment, this reality,
Okay.
but you're still a soul at the same time. So when they're with you, they literally are, they're like behind you, they're like with you in your brain.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever you think about them, whenever you hear their voice, whenever it's like just something randomly comes up in your brain about him, that's him putting that in your head. Okay. You need to start
Okay.
looking for all the random signs because they're everywhere. And literally, they
Yeah.
make things happen in your world. Like this, the reason why you and I are here, the reason why I'm going to stupid Ohio, the reason why you and I had this meeting at that point, all of that is for a reason. It's for the betterment of you. So I'm going to say, I'm going to have to look at where it is on the map. And if so, then my God, we could do a video and like bring stuff and have coffee and I'll make your wife scream in a great way, like in a funny way. So
Oh,
not that way. Okay.
like she would literally just, yeah.
That I know. Well, just don't tell her.
It's gonna be
Okay.
really tricky because she wanted to watch the recording. So I'm gonna have
Well,
to
too
get,
bad. She
yeah.
can't see
I'm,
it right now. You just
yeah.
tell her that it needs time to process or that we lost it on Zoom for a little bit or something.
I can't do that. I'll just say that you're editing it.
There you go. There you go. She
Yeah.
needs time to edit it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Put it on me. And then I'll be like, I'm sorry. I got it. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back over here. Let me see. Oh, okay. We're going to have such a good time. Hold on. Where? Does he? Weird. So I know obviously you work for a tattoo. That's what you said. That's where the email comes in. But with the tattoo stuff, do you do like very like edgy 3D type of interesting looking wild things?
Yes, actually I do.
Yes. Okay. So remember, I don't do a lot of tattoos. I have them down my back, but they're all words and they're all black. So like that's essentially it. And I said, so what is his style? What's going on? Now, mind you, I don't know all the style. And what they showed me was, I don't think this is any tattoo you ever made, but this is how it came across in my brain. They showed me a clock melting and they showed me a baseball on fire and they showed me all this like kind of like almost like very vibrant and like popping off, but it's in this intricate type of rap, and they're talking about how it's very like, like perfect. And so they're talking about how you do a very good job and you take things very, very seriously. They tell me, hold on. Oh, interesting. So do you have two other people that work with you?
I have another person.
You have another person. Okay. Do you know if there was a person that would have been associated with you that worked with you that like uh crossed or was like heavy into or is like heavy in depression right now?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, interesting. Is the other person that works with you, it's a guy?
Yes.
Okay, does he have darker hair?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So obviously men can hide things, right? Women can hide things as well too, right? Emotionally. But like somebody is concerned about him and like his mental well-being. I don't think he's out there, committing suicide or anything like that. But there's just like somebody's just concerned about his how he feels. I don't know
Hmm.
why. And it's a woman. So it's some
Have-
person. I and he does smoke pot.
Yeah, he's been known to.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, he goes like this. He says, "Oh," I said, "Is he like an addict or something?" They go, "No, no, no, no." But he does, just enjoy a little bit of a relaxation. I said, "Oh, okay, interesting." I maybe he has like. I hope that's not the case. I'm not gonna say that. I don't want that to come to fruition. I don't know. They're putting shit in everything now. They're lacing stuff in everything
Right.
now. I don't think he dies, but I think maybe there may be a little wake up call in the future or something like that because I don't think he's an addict, but the sadness or the nervousness, because he seems like a good guy. He seems like he's on point, he's on par. But there may be something coming up, or it could be that somebody around him gets affected by this coming up soon. But because he's
Mm.
not here, there's some sort of nervousness about that. So it's not coming from you, it's coming for him. Tell me, Olin, your papa says, I don't want you to go and find another partner. And I was like, oh, okay, well, thanks. That's very logical. And tell me, oh, who's the Gemini or who's the June or like the late July?
This
That's
guy.
you. Good job. He goes, oh, he's the Gemini. And I go, oh, okay. So he's just telling you happy late birthday. Okay. All the way through. And what? Oh, no. Why'd you show me that? That was weird. Why'd you show me that? So does your friend do a piercing? Does your friend pierce?
I don't think he ever has.
No, because you don't, correct?
No.
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird. Somebody showed me a nipple piercing, which is just odd, and they said it's not you. And so I'm like, well, who else would have this? And I'm like, maybe it's like somebody does piercing because I asked a friend and he said he doesn't have them. Um, Give me a second. I know that nipple piercings have never showed up in my brain before, so that's why I had to
That's a
inspect
new
that.
one.
It's very new. Hold on, tell me, who are they? Oh. I just want y'all to take time to I know you like your life. I know you're both working hard. I know you're both getting at it. Um, I know you don't like Vegas. Interesting. I need y'all to like go off into the wilderness or like go camping or like go to camping's overrated or like go to Colorado or like go and take like a little mini vacay in the middle of freaking nowhere where you don't have to deal with anything like cabin style, or at least that's what I would want. And they're talking about you two getting together and like doing this and needing to take this time away or this time off.
We've
Um,
been talking about that like forever. Earlier this year, I was looking at cabins.
get on it. Get on the stick. Okay. He says, tell him to go do this. And then he made me hear, "Hoo, hoo, hoo," or whatever it is, like a bird call. And I'm like,
That
what?
is insane.
Why? Why?
Because my papaw he is a character and he would always make this sound with his mouth and hands. Yes.
Stop. That's what he
Yes.
goes, "Woo, woo."
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. 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 That is amazing.
That's cool. Okay. And I want you to know, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know. If you knew him, you would know exactly what that was. And that
Ah,
is wild.
uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. So he just made me hear like a bird sound or like the Indian call or whatever it is. And oh, and I'm like, what is that? And he's talking about how why? He says he's a man of many talents. I go, oh, really? And why? He's very fun and he's very like a little flirtatious in a funny way. And he's like, oh,
Yep.
well, I will show you. I go, oh, well, thank you. And he's like, no, no, no. There's just this continuous conversation going on behind the scene. Um,
That's him.
uh-huh. Did she? His wife. So like wife? Did they get a divorce?
Papaw and his wife?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No.
But your grandmother did. They weren't together?
So yeah, they were.
They
My
were.
nana,
Okay, he goes,
yeah.
your nana. He goes like this. There's this thing. He says, "Oh, my wife wouldn't like me talking to you like that. Oh no, she's not here with me right now." Or like, "Oh no, she's gone." And so I'm reading that as gone is like divorced, I guess because she's still there and not
Yeah,
with him.
she's still living. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to say that that's where that comes. So I'm over complicating that. Um and why how long? Were they, like, hitting the 50-year mark? Were they, like, hitting the 50-year mark or, like, the 48-year mark? Do you know?
So I don't know because I've never known my nana's actual age because she's always been like 30 and some change my entire life.
I understand. Okay, okay. He says they've been together, they've been together for a long time. They showed me golden age. So some people that can be 40. For me, that's usually 50. So
I
that's what I'm
I know
saying.
they got together when they were in high school. So
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely then.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. And how were you? I don't know if this is going to be correct. Do you know if he was like, you're one of these people that's older than what you're telling me. I know you freaking are. You're lying to me. Do you know if he was like 78? How old was he?
I I think that's a little older than he was, but I
A little
know he
older.
was close to 70. Like
He's close to
yeah,
okay, okay. How old would he be right now? Do you know what year he was born in?
trying to think.
It's
I think
okay.
it was 40s area.
Okay, figure that out for me because sometimes and let me know when I email you. So find that out. Just because sometimes they will show themselves to me at the age they are now, like what they would be,
Okay,
and sometimes they show me at the age they were when they passed. Like yesterday,
gotcha.
I had a gentleman show up and he said he was 22 and his 22nd birthday was yesterday, but he died when he was 19.
Uh,
So so they do both of those. And so my dad was 85 when he died, back in 2019. And so I asked him in my head, I said, "Are you this age?" He goes, "Oh God, no, no, no." He says,
mhm.
"Down more, down more." And he says, "Oh, but I was in my 70s." And then he puts later. So I'm like, okay, maybe 78. That's where that number comes from. And tell me, hold on. He's very proud of you. He just adores you. He says, like, tell my grandson that I'm very, very proud of him and that like he's always there. So anytime you're thinking, anytime you're stressed, anytime I guess you've slowed down in the car. So like do you always put the seats down in the back and like let all the dogs get in there or something? Or what is that? Or does the wife
Uh,
have the SUV and you have the car?
we both have, we actually have the same identical vehicle and color and everything.
That's why. Okay, so how do the seats go down?
It's an SUV, so they fold.
That's that's why. Okay, yeah, I was like, I've never seen a car that have the seats that fold down. So I know that has to be an SUV. So they're talking about how tell me. Weird. Does the Frenchie, if you take them all, does the Frenchie sit on your wife's lap?
Uh, I think he has. He has
Ah,
like his own little like bed thing.
basket. I
Yeah.
gotcha. I gotcha. Somebody says he's pampered, he's
Yes.
spoiled. And so for
Yeah.
me, I only have a half Great Dane, half Mastiff. So it's a huge fucker. I love her though.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
stays all the way in the back. And so he's talking about it being carried or bundled. And so I'm like, oh, spoiled would be on mom's lap then. And he's talking about how I guess he rides with you quite a bit. Hang on.
Uh, yes, he goes for car rides
He
frequently.
does. He does. Yeah, yeah. He gets it. He gets it. Your grandfather follows along as well. And why? Who? What? Is somebody's is grandpa's birthday about to hit or coming
Mm,
up? Whose
no,
birthday is like about to hit in November that would go along with
nobody.
grandpa? Nobody. Interesting. Somebody says it's about to. It's about to. It's about to. And for me, that normally means birthday. I don't think it's anniversary though.
I don't remember. I be honest with you, I don't remember Nana's birthday, but I'm pretty sure that it's already passed.
Yeah, she doesn't feel like a Scorpio. She doesn't feel like a Scorpio. Well, look up that and then let me know.
Okay.
Okay. And just take your time. But your grandfather is definitely around. He loves you. He's there. And so this is what I want you to do because I have to run to my next session. I just looked at my time and I'm really behind. I want you to tell him you love him. Okay. I want you to talk to him. You just talk to him in your brain. He can hear you.
Hmm.
Your grandfather is a feeling. He's never going to move
Okay.
anything. He's never going to throw a bag across the room. That's not a thing. But the way that you connect with him is you take a couple of moments, you quiet your mind and you ask him to come in because you have to allow. So you say, can you please come over and be with me? That's allowing. And then you take a couple of minutes and you remember some really good memories that you had because that's getting yourself to a higher vibrational state. I want you to think about when you channel, it's like tuning into a radio station. You have to be on the proper station, otherwise you don't hear the music, okay? And
Right.
then from
Makes sense.
there, what you do is you just sit there and you can ask them questions and you'll probably get feelings, but you got to wait, you got to be patient. Or I would even say if like let's say you're having a hard day, do this in the morning, be in a place of gratitude, take 5 minutes to talk to them. And then in your head, when you get to that state of connection, you say, hey, can you show me something today that will like blow my socks off? Just say that.
Right.
Okay. And bring that out and then let it go. But then the whole thing is during that day, you have to look. You have to watch. Okay. So don't just always be on your phone. And then
Right.
something amazing will happen. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll email you tomorrow and we'll
Awesome.
figure this out. Okay.
Cool.
Hey, I love you, man. Talk to you
Thank
later,
you.
okay?